We waiting, you guys. We waiting for the prom girl.
If you're on the mobile device, the caption says Section 8 prom.
Did someone say prom girl? Or did I just hear mega million winner? What is the main reason for flashing that wad of cash for prom?
Good point.
I don't even mind the loudness and joy, while they are celebrating her or him, they are happy. But walking out, clutching a fistful of cash like she won mega millions, that just screams, we don't actually have money. It's giving classless, it's giving broke while trying to look rich. All this for prom. So what's high school graduation gonna be? College? College graduation? PhD? Wedding day? Just kidding. I'm pushing it. It's looking less graduation and wedding day, but more Section 8 application and EBT balance. Can we celebrate without going full ghetto? But congrats to the prom girl.
Hey, she said what she said. Just like that. And here's the thing, right? Because, listen, I understand the fact that kids have things that they're interested in and certain media that's fed to them that kind of gives them a different type of style that's going to be in direct opposition to the previous generation, right? That happens. And, you just let kids kind of do what they do. You try to guide them as best as they can, but whatever's being fed to them, that's what they're going to like. And whatever they're around and what their friends also are interested in is going to rub off on them. So you just try to put them in the best environment you possibly can, hope for the best, and you try to instill, impart the best things and give them some tools so they'll be ready for life when they ultimately do start to figure it out. I think my issue is the enablement of it, because it's almost like there's an acceptance of that type of behavior, the thuggish behavior, the more street type of behavior. Listen, the kids, they're going to like what they like. Cool. But in order for that kid to have however much money that was, at least a couple grand, just to be able to flash and, do the money spread, that would have meant that his parents would have had to go to the bank, take it out, and give it to him. I think that's when your job kicks in as a parent, where you say, listen, you want to go do that, go make your own money. But I'm not about to go to the bank and especially I done spent all this money already for you to have this king throne. You ain't a king. I'm the king. But I done gave you the king throne, all this. You ain't even earned no type of kingdom, nothing. You ain't going through no trials, no tribulations, but we just crowning you the king. No. So I think that's when the parent's job is supposed to kick in. And it's a great teaching lesson. Shoot, go make your own money if you want to do all that. But I'm not about to support that idiotic, ignorant behavior. I get you're a kid. You'll get it eventually, but I'm not going to support it. So, that's how I feel about the matter. Y'all, before we get into the next clip, if you could like the video, I greatly appreciate it. Only takes a second, and it actually helps out more than you know. And also, if you could hype.
To pay these nigga bills. I'm going to pay his rent. I'm going to pay his car note. I'm going to pay his phone bill. And I'm going to buy him I might buy him a Lamborghini today.
Her caption says, mother of 4 living in Section 8 housing pays boyfriend's rent. Excuse me? Hold on.
I might buy him a Lamborghini today. I don't know. I'm feeling good today. Even though he got me crying, I'm gonna do this because I love him, and I hope that he shows me he loves me too after I buy him all this stuff and I pay his rent, because that's what I do.
She's being
That's what I
facetious.
do for my love. I'm a fucking fool. April Fools. Hell no, I'm gonna go pay my own fucking bills. Fuck that nigga. Fuck that nigga. I love him. I miss him, but fuck that nigga. I'm finna go pay my own bills, and he better pay.
The potty mouth. Oh my goodness. It's funny. We were just watching The Throne. Is, whose queen is this finna be? Talking like that, embarrassing you.
They're always gonna do what they want, especially when you got no money. Let me take my mask off. Quick little story time. I got some Dominican brothers in my crib right now fixing the top. Mind you, I ain't never asked for my tiles in the crib to get fixed. Long story short, it's required due to who I got this apartment from and who pays for this apartment, being that free 99. Long story short, I live in New York, I'm in the Bronx, and I'm a finesser. So yeah, pretty much elderly person living in my crib, my grandmother. And pretty much, yeah, the government pays for it. I'm cool with
Government
that.
pays
I
for
get
it.
to save as much money as I can till I'm up out and beyond. You know what I mean? But look at this. Tell me why they fixing tiles in the crib and they making us move all the furniture. By us, making me move all the furniture. These is grown men, bigger than me in stature. I'm Ak, but you know what I mean? They still bigger than me in stature, and I gotta do the work. They are legally not obligated to move the furniture or the knickknacks, anything. My grandmother is an artsy person. She got hella glasses that we've never used. I've been sitting there for 20 years plus. And they got the nerve to tell me they're not liable if anything breaks. So I tell them niggas, if I'm not home and y'all the ones who have to move the shit, don't break it. It's that simple. Don't break it.
Let me tell you something. There's a lot of cats out here on trajectories to be full-time bums. Excuse me, lifetime bums. Listen, this dude's saying that he's living with his grandma. You ask him, hey, so what do you do for a living? I'm a full-time finesser. What does that mean? You're a finesser? That's what you want your reputation to be? Do you know what you're basically saying? You're basically saying that you swindle people and scam, basically. That's the reputation that you decided to come online and express, that you're a full-time finesser. It sounds like you have a great opportunity to get ahead. You're saying you're saving your finesse funds or whatever. Dude, this is a great time for you to be building and crafting yourself, crafting your profession, your career, whatever that looks like. And maybe helping your grandma out a little bit. But sadly, his grandma's comfortable. She's on government assistance, probably been on it for a while. And now he's going to get comfortable living off of her assistance. And then, God forbid, if she passes or if eventually he has to leave because he maybe wants to work or do whatever, guess what he's going to try to do? He's going to go try to find a girlfriend who's on government assistance and live up under her. And she's probably going to have a bunch of kids. This dude is on a really bad path and is really heading nowhere. And so my thing is, who's going to force him to sink or swim? Who's going to push him out the nest to where all you got to do, where it's going to be on you whether you fly or not? That's what he needs. He needs a swift kick in the A.
All right, my Section 18 has just moved out. Come with me to do a final walkthrough to see how they left the property. Ooh. Okay, looks like they may have left some stuff, but other than that, the first floor looks pretty decent. There's a misconception that Section 8 tenants are horrible,
That's a
but these
Section 8.
tenants actually left the house looking pretty good. What do y'all think?
Hmm.
All right, now we're on the second floor. That's where the other bedrooms are, which looks pretty decent. Then you also have a media room here.
They got a media room. They got a whole
All
theater.
right, now it does look like they have some posters or some sort on the walls. So that's why we have this. But as far as, the cleanliness, they did good. Okay? So again, people have this conception that Section 8 tenants are just bad, but these people, my clients that just left.
Ma'am, that's just one situation. Keep doing it for long enough and you'll see something. Guaranteed. But we see how people are so incentivized to get on it, right? And while they're willing to make the concession of having a bunch of kids, if it's going to get them their own theater room, they probably don't have the drive or the tenacity to be able to get it on their own. So if all they have to do is have impulsive fun and procreate, and then it'll just be given to them. Now we see how some people can be incentivized to try to go after this.
To the side, I wanted to make videos. I wanted to get views. Yes, I did. But one thing, I did not sign up for y'all, and I never.
Her caption says food stamps being taken away, Section 8 being taken away. Interesting. Let's see.
To make videos, I wanted to get views. Yes, I did. But one thing, I did not sign up for y'all, and I never seen it coming. I never seen it coming. I never wanted to be the struggle face for Section 8 and food stamps. How the fuck I become the struggle face for Section 8 and food stamps? I never wanted to be it. I don't like it. Y'all can stop saying it's me don't want to get off Section 8 and food stamps, because if that was the case.
Hold on, we got to stop this for a second, because that's a great point. And I don't think people are really thinking long term, obviously, right? When they understand that their personal brand is going to be based off this. Like, this is what you decided to introduce yourself to the world as, being the face of destitution. The face of destitution, that's what you want to be. The face of struggle. That's going to be your personal brand, and that's going to stay with you. What, you think you just get to go do something else and people ain't going to remember? No, that's what you came in as. That's what people expect you to continue to show up as. Now, you can change. I don't want to get it misconstrued that you can change. But like she said, she was doing a lot of things for views, which could indicate possibly certain rage-based stuff to where it was just outrageous. And yes, you probably damaged your reputation. And you're going to have to live with that. Because people need to start taking their reputation a lot more seriously. Just like Finesser dude. He decided to come on here and tell everybody, hey, I'm a swindler. I scam people. I finesse people. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know, so I can know to stay the heck away from you and not do any type of business dealings with you, or really just be involved with you whatsoever.
I don't like it. Y'all can stop saying it's me don't want to get off Section 8 and food stamps, because if that was the case, I would not be on here making videos every day, irking y'all motherfucking nerves. If that was the case, I'm getting off. Once I get my followers and get my bag, I'm getting off. TikTok gonna pay me for the videos. Y'all ain't even gonna be giving me nothing. Don't worry about it. Help me get the fuck off then. Instead of talking about it, help me get the fuck off. Like the video, please and thank you. I'm sorry about my language, but I just started feeling like everybody, I got over 2 million people not liking me over Section 8 and food stamps, and I was just sitting out there on the porch minding my business and made a damn video, and there it go, right there like that. Okay, I'll take it. But now help me get off. Like the video, repost the video, look at the video, help me get off of it. And I'm gonna show you the house that I'm about with the money. You're not giving me the money, the TikTok people giving me the money. All jokes.
Well, let's look. How about this? I got you. How about this? There we go. Did our good thing for the day. Every day I try to, try, keyword, but I always try to make sure I do something good, just with good intention for people. It's not about her, right? It's not about whether I agree with what she does or whatever the case. It's about just doing the right thing, right? For the most high. So I'll give her a like. She needs it, apparently. Cool. But again, she pretty much confirmed and acknowledged what I said. It looks like she does rage bait type content. And look what her plan is. Her plan is the dream that everybody wants, right? You just want to be able to get on the internet, put a phone in your face, and just make money. But you're really not improving the quality. You're really not giving something of value. You're not giving people something that they can actually take away and actually implement into their life. But you're just supposed to be able to make a livable wage off making content. What are you pouring into yourself? It seems like you're on all these benefits. You got all the time in the world. Are you at least reading a book so that you can share insights with your audience? Anything? Or are you just coming on here just really just feeding toxicity to people? And they're just laughing at your expense. Because, yeah, that's the dream. Everybody in the world now wants to be able to just be a content creator and not have to have a job. It doesn't work like that. And you're not going to be rewarded like that, depending on whatever you believe in, whatever. So, what are you ultimately doing to improve your situation that isn't passive and isn't reliant on other people to have to do something for you? What are you doing for other people that could then translate to you actually being able to be profitable as a result of it? That's where it starts. Do something for some other people. How about that? Get on your feet. Show people how to get off Section 8. How about that? Be an example. Do something. But just feeling entitled to people basically blowing you up. Trust me, you would be blew up if whatever you're giving, contributing, and producing was blow up a bull. That's how it works. If it's good, then it will rise to the top. It will grow. But you're not trying, and you're not trying in a lot of different areas, as we can see. Because if you're really trying, let me tell you what you would do. You will be doubling down on what's working, and you will be dropping whatever's not working, and you will be dropping it fast. And you will constantly be iterating, constantly be improving. And that is the formula for success. But I don't think that's what you're doing. I think that when you hit a wall and when you hit a blockade, what you do is you come on here and complain and you treat it like it's everybody else's fault. No, there's something that you need to do, but you got to do the work to be able to find that out. Y'all, let's get back into it.
Okay, y'all. When your child turns 18, if you are on Section 8 and your child turns 18 while in high school, Section 8 will require you to send their transcript, the official transcript from school, to show that they're still a full-time student, because you do have kids that has late birthdays and they're 18 years old, a senior in high school. If your child is 18 and working and still in high school, let me repeat it, and still in high school, you will then still have to send the official transcript, so Section 8 will not count your child's piece of money or McDonald's money. So they will not try to get a percentage of it. When your child goes off to college, your child is still allowed to stay on your Section 8.
They don't get a percentage of it. You lose a percentage of it.
But at this point, at that, once they go to college, then their income will be counted for if they get a job. If you do not understand that, you need to rewind this video.
Her caption says, moving into my Section 8 apartment journey.
To take with me. I don't have shit, a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. Well, I do got the window now. I'm just taking my bed frame and my TV. It's a 50-inch flat screen, and that's it. I'm starting from scratch. I have nothing. I have nothing. Nothing. I told y'all my sister moved out, so it's just been me and my dad for the past month and a half. And it's kind of bittersweet. But all my content from here on out is going to be me moving out and moving into my apartment because, yeah, I was supposed to go sign my lease today, but I was with that man last night and I missed the landlord calling me to let me know that he passed the inspection and to come sign the lease. So I have to wait till Monday because I work the rest of this whole weekend and I'm not going to have time. But I don't move until the 1st. So I don't know the first thing to buy. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do, y'all. So help me. I don't have.
Let me get this straight. She's very young, it appears. She's moving into her Section 8 apartment. Do you know what that means? That means that you need to get on your feet. So you're moving into your Section 8 apartment, which means that you what it should mean is that you're in struggle. And if you didn't have this apartment, then you would end up on the streets. But what it appears and what she disclosed is that she was with that man last night. So she was with that man last night and she missed her own blessing. She missed the call from the Section 8 people. This is what the priorities are. So what are we doing? Because it seems like you could be childless. Were you getting it started? Were you starting the baby making oven? Is that what we were doing? You can't make this up. So what it appears she's doing is what a lot of people do. They go ahead and as soon as they're possibly able, they go ahead and get on the waiting list. So she probably signed up for the waiting list at 18. And then she had the luxury of just staying with her dad until her Section 8 was able to kick in. And now she goes to get her apartment. And she probably was just not working that whole time, just to make sure that she could still be eligible on that waiting list and she was comfortable because she was with her dad.
This tenant yet. In general, evictions in California are not a quick process, and it's more layered when you're dealing with the housing authority because there's a process you have to go through. And the first step of that process is alerting them that there's a problem and giving the tenant an opportunity to fix it. So I don't want you thinking that renting to Section 8 is a bad thing because there are actually some benefits that regular homeowners would not have if they were dealing with a typical tenant. Regular tenants can also cause these kinds of problems. It's not just limited to Section 8. So it really depends on the person you're renting to. But if there are lease violations like property condition issues, safety concerns, or hoarding, you can go directly to the housing authority, speak to the caseworker, and request an inspection, which is what we're doing. If the tenant is out of compliance, which this tenant is, they will require her to correct it or risk losing her voucher. And that's a big deal. Another benefit, of course, is that the rent is paid consistently on time through the program. But like any rental situation, you are still bringing a stranger into a property you own. So you have to stay involved. This is not a set it and forget it, especially in the first few months. Right. You should be monitoring the situation. You can do this by simply driving by and checking how things look from the outside. Stay in communication with the tenant. It also helps to connect with the neighbors. Give them your contact information. So something comes up, you hear about it early.
Yeah, but one of the bad things, and I love that she acknowledged the fact that this is not a set it and forget it type of investment. This is very active. This is not passive, right? If you're someone who invests in stocks, you can just simply dollar cost average and let time do all the heavy lifting as well as compound interest. However, when we're talking about this type of investment, it comes with some big risks, right? You get the wrong tenant in there, they could do $50,000 worth of damage for sure. They could burn your house down, all type of stuff. But you see, when you're on Section 8, yes, it has its perks. You're going to get the government's portion most likely, right? Now, keep in mind, these could still be ratios, right? So you can still get screwed because every Section 8 is different. Not everybody's just getting their whole rent paid for. If the rent is $1,000 and the government only pays $500 and then the renter pays $500, well, then you could be in a dilemma if the renter stops paying their rent too. So it depends circumstantially. But the thing I was going with it is she has to get all these other people, all these people who aren't getting paid by her to watch her property. Because another thing about Section 8, the government doesn't pay market rates. They actually pay probably a little bit less than market rate. Well, they pay a lot less than what you could probably get market rate, especially today for a house, to rent out a house. They pay significantly less, but it's dependable and you know that it's going to be coming, right? Whereas someone else, I think that's the risk. Even if the tenant stops paying, the government's still going to be putting something on it. But because the margins are so much smaller, she can't do the most obvious thing, which, in my opinion, and a lot of Section 8 tenants can't do the most obvious thing, which, in my opinion, is absolutely a necessity, especially if you don't live in the state. And what I'm referring to is just hire a property management company. Property management companies will just stack on a bunch of different renters, so they don't charge that much. But when you're renting to Section 8, your margins aren't that good, so you're probably not going to want to pay any more money. You're really just trying to offset probably your own mortgage, right?
The first few months will tell you everything you need to know. And if everything looks good after that, then yeah, you can step back and move into more of the standard annual inspection. But in this case, we are only 3.5 months in and a lot has already happened. Now the tenant is refusing to pay the water bill. She thinks that she has found a loophole that allows her to legally not pay it. And with Section 8, that's not possible. She can't violate the terms of the lease. If she doesn't comply and pay it, the housing authority will step in and force her to pay it. So as this unfolds, I'm seeing a pattern in how she communicates. A lot of you have suggested she might be a narcissist, but her response does not follow that pattern. So not only am I going to break down this water bill situation, I'm going to give you some bonus content, which is how to respond to people who are highly, highly manipulative. Because it's very important that you present facts and documentation in a professional way that lets them know that you know they're a liar and that you play the game much better than they do.
Her comment section told her that the tenant was a narcissist. In today's day and age, it'd be easier to just ask who's not a narcissist. There is far more people who are just, if you were to classify a narcissist, than before. And the reason why is because of what that other woman was trying to do, right? Y'all, I want to be a content creator. If I would be able to get off Section 8 if y'all would make me a content creator. Everybody wants to be a content creator. That's narcissism. Not everybody, you can't tell, you can't look at your skills and understand. I see some people on here trying to communicate, and it's horrible. And I'm like, what made you want to be a content creator? And listen, content creation can be a great opportunity and a great avenue to be able to improve your communication. But are people taking it serious like that? Like, are they like going back, watching the tape and seeing how they could have communicated more effectively? But I digress. Ultimately, what I'm saying is just everybody, from what I see today, 90% of people are narcissists now. I mean, everybody's self-centered. You got social media. People want to post and they want to get likes and they want to get validation at every corner, and they get it. Right? Or maybe they don't. But from my perspective, man, everybody thinks they're the ish nowadays. You don't really see too many grounded people who are just like humble anymore. So even people who are religious a lot of times. But again, I digress. We'll leave it there for today. If you could like the video, I greatly appreciate it. Only takes a second and it actually helps out more than you know. And also, if you could hype the video, hype is a new feature that YouTube offers where it helps smaller content creators like myself. And basically, when you hype, it actually pushes us to the extent that it pushes the larger content creators. So you just press the hype button, then it shows the points. And since I am a smaller channel, we get more points per hype. So your hypes go further when you support smaller content creators. And hype was designed for smaller content creators. And that's why. And then also Patreon's link below if you want to see self-improvement content as well. But until then, I'll catch you in the next video.